So we know Thor takes his dogs and animals very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's some say maybe a little overprotective
I wouldn't
of
say
the
that.
animals.
I wouldn't
Like,
say
it's
that if
crazy.
you could see my tattoo on my arm.
No, and I see it. I mean,
Yeah.
your poor little guy passed away last year. You know, so I get it. But you know, he gets a little crazy when it comes to his animals.
Yes.
You know, I mean, anything he'll take them to the vet. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, like a
Better
doggy
safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry. When the first time Oscar
Here we
ever
go.
did
This is what will always give him, you know, the you know reason why he does this stuff is because the one time it actually did pay off is when Oscar really was sick.
Yeah. Well, this was, I didn't know what a reverse sneeze was. You know how dogs go, like a turtle? But when turtles have sex, they do that. They go,
Excuse me?
I grew up with turtles.
What are you watching?
What?
I grew up with turtles.
Oh.
Smarty and Peanuts.
Is that on Pornhub?
That's no.
What did you just say?
Smarty and Peanuts.
Smarty and Peanuts.
Did
Those
you
are two
name them?
turtles. No, my dad did.
Okay.
Like
So-
Smarties after the candy, or just like he's really intelligent?
No clue. Smarty was there before I was born.
Wow.
So we had Smarty a long time.
Okay.
And long story short,
He knew not to name you Smarty, right?
it's a weird name for a person.
But they did consider peanuts.
Yeah, I had to get that in
He
there.
doesn't
huh?
like it.
So Oscar was doing a reverse sneeze,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know what it was, so I took him to the vet.
And what was it?
They were just like, "Oh, he was reverse sneezing." It happens sometimes when
So
they
that was one of the
eat too
times you
fast.
were overreacted a little.
Yeah, but again, better safe than sorry. That's just how I roll. Because the one time I did take him, he almost died of an autoimmune disease,
Right. Okay, we know.
Yes.
and then he did die.
Oh,
Okay.
oh no. Oh,
He's a little overly sensitive right now because he believes that Oscar's birthday was on the 1st of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
And so
It
the
was.
first of the year just happened.
It was on-
I mean, how can you confirm that?
It
He
was-
was,
I
he was
have
like
his
a
birth
street.
certificate.
He was a
His
street
birth
dog
certificate.
from Tijuana. I mean, how did
I still have all of his pet information.
So he's a little on edge right now.
Yeah.
Well, something is going on with one of his other dogs, and guy may be overreacting a little bit.
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 Podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered. Except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
Emotional time for you.
Yeah, so Eddie's right. Oscar's birthday was on just January 1st.
I mean,
We're just going to go with that.
He was born January 1st, 2007.
I'll just give it to him.
All
all right.
I mean, he was literally a street dog from Tijuana.
Yeah.
There's no way we can confirm when his birthday
He was born January 1st,
But they just
2007.
wrote down
January 1st,
January
2007.
1st because, I mean, what else are you
2007.
going to do?
It was meant to be.
Okay. well,
It's like when I got Tito from Baja Rescue and they told me he was like 2 years old. I get him home. Turns out the guy's only got like 8 teeth in his mouth and is probably like
Well, that's just
10
because
years
you're a
old.
moron. How do you not know the difference between a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old?
Right. I mean,
that's
gray hair.
a
It had
massive,
gray hair.
that is a massive difference.
I thought he just had white coloring on his
what?
muzzle.
I mean,
Like, that is a massive difference.
yeah, well, okay. So we'll celebrate it.
Yes.
No, on New Year's Day.
New
it's
Year's
his
Day. So
birthday.
usually this was sad, and I know this sounds kind of stupid, but I can curse. I don't give a fuck how stupid it sounds.
Okay.
So that really.
That was real.
Extreme. Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Guess everyone keep their comments to themselves because Thor doesn't give a fuck.
All right, we're treading lightly, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So usually when the ball drops on December 31st,
Yes.
and it hits 12:01 for the last 13 years,
Gonna
I would
say.
go, "Happy birthday, Oscar!"
12:01.
Like instead of Happy New Year?
Well, we'd say Happy New Year,
Yeah.
and then I'd go, "Oscar's birthday," and then I'd be like, getting crazy
Would you
with him.
kiss the dog before you
Yes.
kissed the girl you were with?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
well, that
One
makes
time,
sense.
remember that earthquake on Easter? The word was like fucking crazy.
It was
Yeah,
not
it was
crazy.
like a 4.6.
It was
Yeah,
the
it's
craziest.
Literally.
I had a
Little
girlfriend at the
shaker.
time.
Yeah.
I picked up Oscar, and I'm not kidding. I nudged her out of the way, and me and Oscar stood in the
I
doorway.
mean, that's really.
Oh
That's
my
not nice.
God.
That's a fact.
Listen.
That's not cool.
So when Oscar, that
This is
did
the first birthday without him.
yeah, and I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. I was like, he's been gone for 8 months
I mean,
now.
do you not know yourself?
Yeah.
I know.
We all knew it.
Every
would be
day since he's been gone has been rough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Every
his
day.
birthday?
So I thought,
Oscar got more love at Thor's wedding than the actual bride.
That is
And I'm not joking, man.
True.
That is so
Like
true.
in the vows, in the
We mentioned
photo
Oscar.
of honor.
We
Yeah.
mentioned Oscar with all the deceased relatives.
it's
Yes.
just not a joke.
like shouting out grandparents.
Yeah.
and
Grandpa
then-
Dean, no
and
longer with us.
Yeah,
Oscar.
Grandpa Dean. I didn't even know that was his name. Oscar though,
We do.
Oh yeah.
tons.
His picture was at our table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, January 1st, I woke up, and you would think my wife would want to be there with me. No, she got the hell out of there and went to NorCal.
Oh, I don't blame her.
Loser.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I was by myself, and I was returning things that day. I was returning things to H&M and stuff like that, and Target. And I'd be in the store, and I would just start crying.
Oh boy.
Just out of nowhere?
Yeah.
And are you trying to hide it, or are you just?
Yes,
Oh, you're,
yes.
Okay. At least we're doing
Yes,
that.
I'm trying to hide it, and
Do
I
we
would just
have
get out of
a-
the store and start crying.
Do we have an update on therapy?
Yeah, how's
I'm
that
going to
going?
go.
Okay.
I'm going to
I
go.
think we need that.
But I would just start crying. It was tough. It was a really, really hard day.
Uh-huh.
So
Does the tattoo help or hurt?
It helps.
Because you are looking at him now
Yeah.
on your
the
body
time.
every day.
No, it helps.
Okay,
It helps.
okay,
It helps.
Okay.
Because sometimes I'll go, little man, and I'll pet him.
No.
You pet him?
Well,
Tattoo? You're petting the tattoo?
Ooh, oh boy.
it's not really him though, because his ashes are on my nightstand. That's never gonna change.
Ooh, boy.
Okay.
So his ashes are on the
That,
night.
again, that therapy appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His ashes are on my nightstand.
Okay.
So what are we talking about here?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Who knows?
Oh, so I'm crying. I'm having a rough day.
Right.
And you know what I do when I'm crying and having a rough day?
Uh-oh.
Daddy likes
Big Daddy
to eat.
got to eat.
Pie
Big Daddy got to eat.
Oh yeah.
Hershey pie time.
Here we go.
Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing?
And I
Tub
thought,
of butter.
What's the
I'm
order?
not getting a fucking tub of
Oh
butter.
yeah.
Oh, if there was a butter drive-through, he would be so
just
fucking
butter.
mad.
man.
How would there be a butter? That
Just
doesn't even
butter.
make sense. A butter drive-through.
Oh, that'd be crazy, bro. You couldn't
So
handle
I
it.
know that Oscar likes to eat, so I'm gonna eat. I was gonna have a nice meal for Oscar today.
Does that even make sense? Oscar likes to eat. He's a fucking dog. Of course he fucking likes to eat.
All dogs
So
like to-
What the fuck are you talking about?
So I hit up a cheesesteak place.
Was that his favorite?
I would go to this place when
Okay,
I first
dude,
got him. I
you're-
did. Georgino's
Okay.
in South Park.
You are too much.
Stop.
So I got a cheese whiz steak. I'm a big cheese whiz steak fan.
Was Oscar.
I got onion rings, went a little rogue. And then I got a pasta salad. I like their pasta salad.
Pasta salad with a
With onion
cheese stick?
rings
And
and
then-
onion rings? That literally makes no
And
sense.
then I got a
That's a
half
lot.
baked Ben and Jerry's.
Dude.
Ooh, okay. All right. It's a tough day. It's
boy.
a tough
All right.
day. All right.
So I'm eating the cheese steak, having a good
Tears.
time. Tears.
Through the tears.
Tears because I should have ordered regular fries with cheese whiz on the side. That's why there's tears.
Oh, you regretted the onion rings?
I didn't hate them, but I'm more of a cheese whiz on the side with fries.
I think you're okay.
It really
Maybe
bothered
should have
him.
just gone
I don't
pass
think
on
you
it.
should have done any of that, to be honest. But okay.
So I eat all that, and then I'm eating the ice cream,
And then I would have started crying.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
and then I'm watching a movie. I'm watching the movie.
All dogs go to heaven.
No,
That would have been a bad
no,
choice.
Oh,
no.
God.
I wasn't
Turner and
watching-
Hooch.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't even
Marlene?
remember. No, God,
Ooh.
I've
No,
never seen that.
You can't.
I'll never.
A
I don't
Dog's
watch
Journey.
movies-
Oh,
I don't
God.
watch movies with dogs in it.
Just period.
Yeah,
Doesn't
because-
matter if they live or die.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because the whole time I'm nervous about them dying.
All right.
So,
Again, the therapy.
Dude,
Yes,
it's
yes,
on
make-
another level,
Make an
man.
appointment.
so I'm watching a movie, and Watson, my dog, who's gonna be 5, his birthday is February 1st. How crazy is that?
On the first as
just-
well,
I'm
man.
at the
That's fucking wild, right?
Crazy.
Not really.
What a
Why?
coincidence.
It's a normal thing.
It's fucking wild.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
he's
almost like these people filling out the paperwork just don't give a fuck. Like, first day of the month. First
Let me
day
take
of
a
the
guess.
month.
All right. What do I-
Okay,
It's
fucking
whatever.
wild.
Yeah,
It's
it's
February
crazy.
Are you
1st.
sure it wasn't Valentine's Day?
And
true.
I'm laying on my right side. So
Yeah.
Watson, and this all will make sense, is laying between like my knee crevice, which I found heartwarming because that's where Oscar used to lay.
Oh.
It's like Watson knew.
Aw.
It's like he knew.
He knew Daddy needed some extra love.
He did.
Yeah.
And then Marshy, our cat, Marshall, he comes up and he's laying on my stomach area, cuddled into me.
Can he breathe?
He's not underneath my stomach.
Did he find some cheese whiz?
Got a lanch.
Got a link.
He's not underneath my stomach, you asshole.
You'd be dead. He would be dead.
He's cuddling next to my stomach.
Okay.
He's cuddling next to my stomach.
Okay.
Which is also cute because Oscar used to lay there too.
I mean, where didn't Oscar lay?
Everywhere.
This is so stupid.
Those are his two favorite spots.
All right, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Or between your legs.
Listen,
but my legs
dude.
were closed, so.
Here, I know people that loved their animals like Thor did, but the more I hear Thor talk about this dog, I've never heard anybody talk about a dog like this.
No.
Like you guys had the relationship beyond like a human and an animal. Like I've never, I'll be honest with you, I've never heard anybody talk about an animal like this.
The only person that's going to be worse is when Buster dies, and my wife.
You say that, and I don't think so. I think it'll be bad because obviously she loves animals.
Well,
she loves her dog.
She's been through a death of an animal before, though, which is good.
See,
I never went through one.
Yeah, I
that
mean-
wasn't mine. My dogs growing up were different.
I don't think she's going to be as bad as you.
Ooh,
I just don't think
hope
so.
Not. I hope not. So we're watching the thing, and Watson does this thing where he he runs in his sleep or he like moans or something.
What? He runs? Oh.
Yeah.
Like
like
not
streaming.
literally running.
No.
Sleep runs.
Dude!
Is he on like Ambien or something?
What the fuck? Like, that's really dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
No, he
okay.
like moves
Like
his
a
legs
kick.
or
Yeah,
twitch.
yeah.
So he's been twitching and trembling a lot recently, more than normal, and I've been keeping an eye on it because I'm like, fuck, is he having like a
Hypochondria.
seizure or something? This is crazy.
He's having dreams.
Yeah.
And
dog
Watson,
does this all
Nugget
the
was
time.
humping
Yeah.
something the other night
Excuse
in his
me?
dream.
What?
are you sure that was
really?
Nugget?
Nugget. Oh, blue. Put your red rocket away, bro.
Ew.
Stop it. No, just like the running. He's literally like thrusting.
Can you not do that?
Yeah.
Right. We
Please
didn't
don't do
need-
that.
I know
fucking
what
thing
thrusting
ever
is. No,
again.
stop it. Ew.
YouTube's not loving this
No.
right now. Okay.
Is that how you look when you thrust? Oh my god.
She looks
dude.
like a hood rat trying to give a blowjob.
That is a
How would
random...
you know what that looks like?
I've
Yeah.
Googled it before. I've Googled it.
Okay.
Before.
What?
But Scott, do it again.
What?
Do it again, Scott.
No,
You called me a
no
hood
more.
rat. But I'm just agreeing. They do all kinds of weird
Yeah,
shit.
my dog
in their
does
sleep.
that shit all the time.
So it's been freaking me out lately.
why?
Haley's become my voice of reason. When I'm crazy, I ask her first before I do anything.
Oh, thank
She
God.
calms me down. No, Watson's he's going to be 5, which is crazy. He's going to be 5. We got him when he was like 5 weeks old. It's crazy.
I don't care.
So anyway, it's wild that he does this, And I'll wake him up sometimes, but he's such a deep sleeper. I've never met a dog that sleeps as deep as Watson. Like you could shake him and he won't open his eyes. It's crazy. So Marshall, I guess, got off of me at some point, and this will make sense in a few minutes. Got off me at some point. I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone. I was on Twitter. I was looking up old photos of Oscar. And
Oh my god, dude.
and all of a sudden I hear Watsy moan, like yelp a little bit. And I'm like, that's weird. So I look up and I go to wake him up and I shake him and he's all floppy and he just flops over on me. And I notice there's blood coming out of his fucking nose. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I look on the couch, my leather couch, and there's blood all over the leather couch. And I'm like, oh my God, he's fucking having a seizure. He's bleeding out of his fucking nose. This is insane.
Oh my God.
So I wake him up.
Holy shit.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And because it was like the blood was like right over his right nostril. And there was 3 pools of blood. I say pool, but it was blood.
Drops, you mean?
No, it wasn't drops.
He's making it
Come on,
seem.
It
man.
wasn't drops. On my life, I
Pools
swear.
of blood.
Okay, pools is a little much. Pools is a little much, but it wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't there.
No,
Are you
OJ.
sure?
Can't blame me.
No, don't eat it.
It wasn't like a Nicole Simpson blood
Was
issue.
there an Akita there?
There was not. There was not.
My downfall.
So there was 3 different spots, and there was enough there where I was nervous. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. So I try to wake him up, and his eyes are, when dogs sleep, their eyes are all fucking weird. So there's blood coming down of I think out of his nose. His eyes are rolled in the back of his head. It's Oscar's birthday. I fucking lose it. Tears.
Where's
because I
Haley?
think he's dead. She's in NorCal.
Oh, so she's not there to calm you down?
No.
Okay.
So Watson finally wakes up and immediately starts like licking his face because he's bleeding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. I go to put socks on and shoes on. I'm going right to the vet and I go, let me call Haley. I call, no answer. I call again, no answer.
Doesn't she understand
Yeah.
what is going on?
Well, she lives. She's with her mom.
Yeah.
And her mom lives in the middle of fucking nowhere. So her mom has no cell service.
Oh.
So then I'm like, fuck, I gotta get a hold of her because if Watson had something crazy happen, I want her to know. So I don't have her mom's number. So her mom's home number. So I text her brother and go, hey man, this is crazy. It's going on right now. Do you have your mom? Can I get your mom's home number? No response. It's his family. So then I go, fuck it. I'm gonna text her dad.
Holy
I mean, what
I
are
want
you
Haley.
doing?
I want Haley to know what's going on. This is crazy.
Yeah, but hey, what is she going to do? She's not there.
But I just know her, and I know if I
tried
don't
to get
tell
a hold of her, and you didn't. So take him to the vet.
Yeah,
like,
you
what's?
go to
I don't
the vet.
understand why
I
this
just-
whole need to get a hold of Haley.
I just think she should know what's going on. I've already called the vet. I'm getting ready. I get the number from her dad. I call her mom. I tell her, hey, this is crazy. What's going on? And her mom says, well, I'll let her know in the morning. I go, in the morning?
What time is it?
10:30, but she went to bed early.
Oh my God.
And I go, can you wake her up, please? Because this is kind of crazy what's going on here.
Oh, wow.
So then she wakes her up. Well, she wakes up, and I tell Haley, this is crazy. What's going on? Haley goes, we'll take him into the vet because it's expensive to go to a weekend
Emergency.
vet.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I wanted to get a hold of Haley so she could talk me off the ledge if this was something that needed to be done right now.
Yeah.
Because he started acting fine once he woke up. So, and I'm looking everywhere because I'm like, maybe he was bleeding out of his mouth, from biting a toy, or maybe he got cut somewhere on his paw. I swear to God, the blood,
Pools.
and the blood snot bubble was underneath his nostril.
Ew.
So I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I'm looking around. I'm waiting. I'm on the hold with a vet office to get paperwork signed and stuff because you can't go into these vet offices anymore. So I'm on hold and I'm looking, and then all of a sudden, I see these two tiny scratches on the top of his nose, very tiny scratches, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I have my light on it, and they're pretty fresh scratches. So what happened was, I think, when I wasn't paying attention, is that Marshall got off of me, must have scratched Watson while Watson was sleeping, which is probably why Watson yelped a little bit, and then Watson started bleeding.
Don't say.
But it looked like the blood was coming out of his nose.
Well, it was. It was coming on the
But
top
out
of
of
his
the
nose.
nose, but out
Why
of,
didn't you clean it off? And
I
so
did.
You could see what
I
it
did.
is.
I did.
You didn't notice it then?
There were such tiny scratches, so
Then how
tiny.
could there be pools of blood?
It was crazy.
I
and
mean,
everyone
I
thinks
think you're
everyone thinks
crazy.
I'm fucking nuts.
You're
It was the
crazy.
wildest coincidence of all time.
So it wasn't a seizure where he's bleeding out of his
I'm
nose.
still taking him to the vet this week.
No, you're not.
I'm still
no,
taking
you're not.
Yes,
You're
I am.
insane.
He's
I'm
fine.
close.
You're so
He's a
stupid.
deep
You're
sleeper.
so stupid.
I've already contacted my vet,
Why?
and I'm taking him to the
For
vet this
what?
week.
Yeah,
Just
what are they
to be
gonna
safe.
do?
Cat scratches?
Just to be safe. Just to be
doesn't
safe that
make
he's not
any
having
sense.
seizures, that he actually wasn't. I took
having
a
seizures.
Q-tip and I put it around in his nostril to make sure there was no blood.
But you saw the
my God,
scratches,
dude.
weirdo.
What is wrong with you? You shouldn't have animals. I'm
was
going to
crazy.
be honest with
Well,
you.
then
Yeah,
I'm kind of
you can't
embarrassed
handle
about
it.
our family.
You're kind of?
Oh, my
They
God.
must think you are the biggest moron on the planet.
wow.
Honestly.
It was the craziest coincidence of all time.
No,
And
you
I
are the,
swear to God,
you are the
the worlds
craziest.
collided.
No.